this is Mr. Coley, and welcome to the December edition of ColeyCast. So let's go ahead and talk about what's happening here at Alta during the month of December. We have some exciting events coming up that I want to tell everyone about. First is on December 9th, Tuesday, December 9th, PTA is hosting their cookie decorating and holiday reading night. It is going to take place again December 9th from 6 to 8 p.m. in the new multi-purpose room. So we hope you will come on out, join us. We're going to decorate cookies that you'll then get to eat and do some holiday, reading some holiday books to the kids. So we hope to see you there Tuesday, December 9th for cookie decorating. Next, I'm going to be hosting my next Coffee with the Principal coming up on Friday, December 12th. We hosted one back in September. Friday, December 12th, right after Friday Flag, we're going to meet in our old multi-purpose room for Coffee with the Principal. Going to have free coffee and donuts. It's just going to be an informal time to get together and talk about what's going on at Alta. If you have any questions, we can talk about that. And I'm also going to spend a little bit of time and talk about Think Central, which is a new online resource that is going to be there to help students and parents with the new Common Core math. So I hope to see you there again. Coffee with the Principal, Friday, December 12th, right after Friday Flag. And finally, we've got Chick-fil-A night. Alta night at Chick-fil-A is coming on December 18th. That's Thursday, the second day, the day before, our last day before we go on break, December 18th from 5 to 8 p.m. Join us at the Chick-fil-A on Madison Avenue because a portion of all of that night's proceeds go back to Alta's PTA. And if you've been to those nights at Chick-fil-A before, they have the Wheel of Fortune. You'll be able to donate $1 and win great free food and prizes from Chick-fil-A. So we hope to see you there as well. Another quick reminder, if you have not seen our new parking lot, the smaller parking lot, they have gone ahead and done the painting, the restriping in there. It looks fantastic, and I want to thank everyone for just really following the directional arrows and not parking in red zones. It has been great since we've done those the new painting, so thank you for all of you who have really helped out with the congestion in that parking lot. One quick reminder for those of you who drop off in the front loop out front of school. Remember, please pull forward as far as possible when dropping off or picking up your child. We've ordered some signs that we're going to be putting out there to help remind people. But again, if you were toward the back of the line and the person in front of you, the car in front of you stops for a second or two, I know it's tempting to let your student get out at that point. But I really ask everyone, please wait and pull up as far forward as possible, because what happens is if you drop off your child at that point, then the person behind you and the car after that, behind that, all does the same thing. And meanwhile, the cars in the front have taken off and there's a huge gap in the front. And what we're trying to avoid is that line that stretches out onto Whitewood Road. So again, please pull forward as far as possible. That means like all the way up. It's okay to stop in the front of the loop to drop off. You don't have to stop right by the gate. You can go all the way to the front. So thank you very much for that. We totally appreciate your support with that. Next, I want to take a couple of moments and talk about something that more than likely you have heard your students talking about as it relates to the new Common Core state standards, and that is close reading. In the new Common Core state standards, there is a definite shift in language arts as far as how students and what students are reading. In the previous standards, it was about 80 to 20%. 80% of what students read would be fictional text, and only 20% would have been expository or non-fiction text. And under the new Common Core state standards, it's now to about 50-50. 50% informational, nonfiction text, and the other 50% would be fiction books. Students will still be reading novels and things like that, but there is definitely going to be an added emphasis on reading informational text. Because if we stop and think about it, in real life, most of the reading that we do is not fiction. It's going to be things, textbooks, things for our work, things that are non-fiction informational text. So we want to give our students opportunities to practice and get really good at that. And one of the ways that we're working on that is through something called close reading. And what that is, our teachers are working with students on taking a small section of a reading. It might just be one page, and really examining that section of reading closely, looking at things like, what was the author's purpose? What was the author trying to convey when he or she wrote this? Why do you think the author used that type of figurative language when he or she wrote this? So taking a short section of reading and really diving in and kind of picking it apart. So that when you hear your student come home saying, we did some close reading today, that's what that means. Once again, they still will be reading, especially at the upper grades, they'll still be reading novels and things like that. But in addition to that, we're really working on kids getting in, diving in and reading closely passages of literature to examine what the author was trying to say, types of writing that they used, and really getting the kids thinking about what they're reading. So that's close reading. And the last thing I want to talk about in this ColeyCast is I want to highlight one of the amazing things that is going on in most of our classrooms this year. And it's something called the Hour of Code. And Hour of Code is an emphasis on introducing students to coding, to computer science. And what they have done is there is a website called code.org that has been set up that has activities for students to get their feet wet with what it's like to actually be a computer programmer, to design, to make, to create those apps that the kids have on their iPads, their iPods, or their phones. And here's some amazing stats about this. The Hour of Code is actually the largest educational event in history. Last year, there were 15 million students who practiced writing code on the computer for at least 1 hour. And this year, the goal is to get 100 million students worldwide. And it is a nonprofit organization. And again, its whole purpose is to give students an opportunity to see how was Angry Birds, for example, how do they make Angry Birds? And kids are getting the opportunity to actually create commands and make something like Angry Birds. And what many, actually most of our teachers, they have signed our students up. Some of the teachers are actually going to the computer lab and working with their students on the Hour of Code at code.org. And some of the other teachers have signed their kids up and have just given students the opportunity to work at home because it's something that can be done at school or at home. And it is a fantastic event. And I actually, Mrs. Skeens, one of our third grade teachers, is doing this with her class. And I actually had the opportunity, I sat down with 3 of her students who have been doing a lot of extra work at home, and I just talked with them about what their experience has been with coding. And here's my interview with them. Okay, so I am here with Timmy, Luna, and Brianna from Mrs. Skeens' class, and they have all been participating in the Hour of Code. And Timmy, what do you like about Hour of Code? What do you like about code.org?
The thing that I like about code.org is it tells you what to do, and you can make your own things if you go to a certain thing.
You can like make your own games, right?
Yeah.
And you just told me that
make your own app.
you could like make your own app. You said it's like the thing that you like to do the most when you get home? Okay. Luna, what about you? What would you say is your favorite part of it?
My favorite part of it is because it's kind of like games, and also there's Angry Birds in it.
So you're like kind of creating. Are you learning anything?
Yeah.
Like what? Like what? What are you learning?
Like I'm learning how to put things together.
Okay, so problem solving, how to make the things work. And Brianna, what about you? What would you say is your?
I really like the settings, like the games. It's like real games, like the Angry Birds and the bees, and then putting the like puzzles together.
Okay, so it's kind of you're learning through games.
You're learning through. It's really interesting.
Through fun stuff that's interesting. And you guys are doing this at home too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, do you have to do it at home?
No, I just like to do it.
I just like to do it, but I just never know I'm learning new things. I just feel like I'm playing games.
Oh, so awesome. Okay, well, thank you guys. I appreciate your time. All right, so that is amazing. I'm so excited about what these kids are able to learn now that, who knows, we could be having the next great app like Angry Birds could be down the road created by one of our Mustangs here at Alta Murrieta. So very cool. Just want to remind everyone that we will be, our last day of school in December is December 19th, Friday, December 19th, and remember that that is an early release day. December 15th, that Monday, is a regular scheduled day, and then Friday the 19th will actually be an early release day. We are flip-flopping those days, so Friday the 19th, 2 p.m. dismissal, and then we will be on break for 3 weeks. Students will return on Tuesday, January 13th. That Monday is a staff development day for teachers, so students will return on Tuesday, January 13th. Thank you so much again for watching. Have a great rest of your December. Merry Christmas, and have a great break.